Hey everybody, I'm Steve Beckmen, winemaker for Beckmen Vineyards here at the winery in Los Olivos. I want to get everybody caught up on what's been happening in the third quarter of 2019 out in the vineyard and in the winery. It's a busy time in the vineyard. 2019 has been a wet year. It's been kind of a milder year, which has been great for both ourselves and the plants. It's the time when we are typically doing a lot of our canopy management, which is kind of controlling the growth, pulling leaves to open up the fruit area to the proper amount of sunlight and air, controlling the trellis, controlling the growth, so that we can have a really successful harvest in 2019. And we do, yes, use a little bit of fungicide to spray. Typically they are mineral oils and also some biologics that we use to help control and to kill any mildew that may pop up in the vineyards. We've also been really busy getting ready for this year's harvest. Pretty much done with veraison here, so the netting is really vital to keep the grape clusters intact so that they don't have a lot of damage due to birds. Birds really love our fruit, especially when the grapes get really sweet, so we need to keep them protected, and we typically net just about all of our vineyard blocks on both this property here in Los Olivos and the Purísima Mountain Vineyard property. It's also been a really busy time in the cellar over the last quarter. This year has been a little bit cooler, so with that our cellars have been a little bit cooler and the wines have been a little bit slower to develop. They've been a little bit slower to complete their secondary or malolactic fermentation, which we want all our red wines to complete 100%. So our blending and our assemblage of the 2018 vintage red wines has come a little bit later. And we recently just bottled our first 2018 red wine, which you guys are going to see in our next quarter shipment. We're also really busy in the winery gearing up for harvest here. And that too includes making sure all of our presses and our equipment and everything is in perfect operating order. Our harvest is a little bit more on the schedule of 2018, that is starting a little bit later than it has the previous several years. During those drought years, which is also kind of a relief and kind of getting us back to a normal time to harvest for us, which typically starts in the end of September for our Syrah and then continues into the early part of November for grapes like Counoise and Mourvedre. If you haven't visited the winery recently, this quarter is definitely a great time to come. You can catch all of our harvest action basically any day of the week. We're working Monday through Sunday. So definitely come up and visit. The weather should be beautiful and there's a lot going on and a lot to catch up on with a lot of fantastic wines in the tasting room to taste. I really hope you enjoy the wines we're releasing this quarter and I hope to see you at the winery really soon.